day to viewers, the Colonel speaking to you live from the Preceptory for British Imperial YouTube Broadcasting. And I was going to do you a video of this Odeon record, one of a great many, which were in the old but very full barn. But it suddenly occurred to me that you may notice the sunshine in here and the space and that horrible picture. What, you know, you'll be surprised to learn I found in a skip. Yes, where are all the records? Where have all the records gone, viewers? Long time passing. Where are they? The diamond disc machine's still there. And everything else is still here. Well, behind me is a solid stone wall. I hope it's solid. Where have all the records gone? Have I had a multi-million-pound offer from some Sheikh of Araby or a Russian oligarch? Would that it were, as Robert Robinson might say. No. I think about 18 months ago, a correspondent asked me if I had a library. And I do indeed have a library of books here at the Preceptory. In fact, there's one whole room full of books, which I suppose you'd call a library, and then there are sort of stacks of books in various bedrooms, and stacks of books in corridors, and stacks of books on stairs, and stacks of books on stacks of books. And the records are not dissimilar, except that they're all over the place here in the stables, above the stables in fact. And when I was asked if I had a record library, I thought, no I haven't, but perhaps I should. Well, unfortunately that was a very expensive thought, as it's turned out, and 18 months of work and hassle have meant that only in the last week have I been able to manage to shift all the records out of here and all the records from everywhere else in the place into one special record library. That took a considerable amount of planning, effort and money, and since I have to budget for such expenses, it you know, couldn't be done immediately. So there we go. So all the records are now in a special record library. Oh, the work involved is unbelievable. Because I have my dining room sits above the old kitchens, which are vaulted in stone, and they were all in a somewhat parlour state. And I had to put a concrete floor down, as the architect said, reinforced concrete floor to consolidate everything, make sure it didn't fall apart. Well, the room where the records are now, the record library, is next to my old dining room, and the same thing, I didn't have it all done at once because again of money, so I had to have that done at first, and that was complex, and the vaults had deteriorated in the room beneath rather more severely, so they had to be partially taken down and then concrete floor put in and things like that. And then the windows had to be done, then other things had to be done, the floors had to be put back, and on and on and on it went. And then the room had to be replastered, and then I'd forgotten to have the heating extended, so the heating had to be done, and the plumber had to run pipes through and it hit, on and on and on and on and on. If you ever had building work done, you'll know what it's like on a larger scale here. Anyway, I now have a record library where all the records that I had in my collection, all the records that I've accumulated, and all the records I've kept from the old but very full barn so far, can be accommodated with, I suppose, room for another 90,000 records without fear of weight restrictions. Here we're okay because this is an 18th century stable block. The lower half is 18th century, and the beams are sort of, I think, about 10 inches square underneath here. Anyway, the surveyor said I could put records up here, it would be okay, but of course putting them up here was one thing, getting them all down again was quite another. So I had to stagger down with boxes of records. I don't trust other people with the records, and the albums of records that I made. And anyway, we got it all done. So instead of being a music video, this is the soon-to-be record library. I managed to put my foot through a picture of some ancestresses of mine, or one of them's an ancestress of mine, so that was brilliant. So not without cost, considerable cost, but I now have a record library, and my expert senior is in there, and it's all very cosy, and this is going to be my sort of study and entertaining room when some of my friends come round, so gradually clearing everything out. The junior will probably stay here for recording purposes, but not sure really. But anyway, just thought I'd let you know. People have been asking me why I haven't had any videos for at least a week or so. So that's why I've got a new record library, and we will film in there soon. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and goodbye.